Been having a great day on the hill with my dude. Just working in the garden and giving some love back to the land. I just finished planting this lower section of the garden. Everything's grounded now. And so I wanted to go through and do just a walkthrough and tour of what plants are here, and just to share with you guys a little bit more of what I'm working with, and just for documentation purposes. I'm really excited to watch this garden thrive and grow, and to be able to look back at this beginning is just, it'll be good for reference. So starting here on the end, this is a Macrogonus times Helen, and that was about a 4-foot column that I cut and is now growing back. That is a Psychonaut Bridge SCI, and this is a Blue Meanie Bridge SCI. That one back there is Murple number 7. Apparently that one came from someone that worked with Shulgin. Back there in the middle is Cactus Kate's Bridge SCI, and there's another stand behind it that I just grounded, the mother stand. Can't really see it in the shade there. Down here in the front, this is Lumberjack, I'm pretty sure. I do need to check my list for that one, but I know who I got it from. There's another Cactus Kate Bridge. Actually, no, wait. This one is Shulgin's Bridge here. And then it's Cactus Kate down there in the shade in front. I have a PC stand from Vern that has a couple grafts on it. There's a KK242 and sorry, I'm trying to focus the camera, it's not working. KK242, a TBM, and a Blue Meanie Bridge grafted to that PC stand. And then I've got a couple more PC stands here. 1, 2, 3. These 3 fell over several times since I planted them, but they all seem to be rooted in pretty solid now, and so I'm just gonna let them do their thing. I do want to prune a lot of these plants, but I was waiting until they actually were pushing new growth. So I've got several just like PC cuts here. If you're not familiar, PC refers to predominant cultivar, which is just what people call San Pedro. There's a lot of disagreements over what the genetic lineage actually is. The guy that I got these plants from, Vern Robinson, strongly contested that there was no such thing as PC, and that these are a Pacanoy clone from Peru. My brain was blanking. That Cactus Kate, this lady brought back and cultivated, and he took many plants from her property when she passed away, and that was the basis of his cactus farm at the beginning. And then he grew cactus for 30 years around before he passed away, and he did have many different varieties, but that was one thing that he ranted out about a lot on his blog, was that PC was not real. All right, anyways, so we're getting into some of the other cuts. This one logged down here is a Carl Nyes cut that Vern grew. Nothing was labeled at his ranch, so it's kind of just, guess and check as best we can. This is Trichocereus spacianus I got from Vern. There's a couple other like random little PC stubs, like random cuttings in there. This is a really nice blue Peru that, as far as I know, is a Carl Nyes seed stock that Vern grew. And there's several other cuttings of that same phenotype that came off the mother plant. The stump is up in the upper garden there. And so some of these are Cusco cuts. Vern heavily contested that, or he had a rant on his website about, if you can't tell the difference between a Peru and a Cusco, then you're dumb, because the Cusco is really green and the Perus have the blue tone to them always. And so He had a side-by-side picture, and the Cuscos were markedly green. And so something that Will showed me from Oakland Cactus Co. is that if you look at the main spines in each cluster, at the very base, it gets really wide and swollen on Cusco. And so that's something I usually look for. And as you can see, this cactus does have some bluish farina to it, but compared to some of the other Peruvianus, it is very clear that they're not the same. I'll give you a good example of that later in the upper garden. So these are Vern's Cusco to me. There's a good amount of them here. There are several different phenos from seed that he grew, or he grew lots of different phenos from seed, but they're all relatively similar in terms of morphology. Yeah, they're supposedly very potent as well. I haven't personally experienced this species, but that's a KK242. That is a different KK. And down here, some more indifferent Cusco phenos. This is a really green, not Cusco, some Carl Nyes pheno. This Cusco pheno, I believe, is one that Vern referred to as Nachi, because as you can see, it throws some crazy notchy growth. And there's another pup of that same pheno right here, or this cutting, but this pup in particular is just super faceted and chiseled looking. Really beautiful. I could stare at this one all day. So this whole pup here grew on this farm since I planted it in December of 2023. That might not seem like very much growth for all that time, but considering that these have never been like fertilized or watered aside from rainwater. I did like water them a little bit when I first planted, but just like a drizzle. And I pee on them occasionally when I'm here, but I haven't been here very much at all, honestly, since I bought the land. I've just been here occasionally for about a week or so at a time and doing what I can to get all my cactus and stuff up here. So now that we're finally past that and I have the property paid off, I'm just going to be, staying here full time and taking care of the cactus. I'm taking care of myself. That's a big part of moving here too, is just to unplug from the grind and just enjoy my life. So, all right, I'm gonna walk up here carefully and then show you guys a little bit more the garden up close. There's this dude doing his rounds. So like I said, these stands fell over several times. Now they're finally growing and rooted without falling over. It seems like they survived since November without falling. And the new growth on most of them is starting to look nice and proper. So that arm, I'm probably just going to let it hit the ground or do whatever and then start growing up, just because that's what Vern would do. He had some plants like that at his ranch, I know, just because he was old and people were taking care of his garden, but still, I like the natural approach and just letting them do what they want. All right, this is that PC stand, or not PC, with grafts on it I was mentioning earlier. This is my first successful tricho graft. It's a Blue Meanie bridge graft that I did as a rescue from a damaged cutting in the mail. And then this is a KK242 tip. And this is a Trichocereus Burgessii monstros, aka the penis cactus. That one did get real shriveled up and dried out because there was a pup. I can't do it with the sun. There was a pup growing from right there. And I cut it off. So now it's finally starting to pump again. All right. So now we're in this transition area. This stand I just stuck in the ground. I had to prune this one back really hard in the winter because it was super stretched out and dehydrated from the place that it was being stored at. Here we have some more Cusco cuts going up around this ring. We got Cusco, Cusco, Cusco. That tall one is either a Cusco Pheno or a Carl Nyes. Not really sure. It doesn't throw the giant spines like the Cusco, so I'm guessing it's a Carl Nyes, but I don't know. Alright, Dino is exploring down there. This camper I just use for storage right now. I want to turn it into a chicken coop. I got it for free when I first bought the property. Yeah. There are a couple plants down there, but I don't really want to walk down there and show you right now. But there's just like some random cuts around this tree rooting, stuff down there rooting. I was using those trays for cuts last year. Just like some stuff I tossed over there that started rooting. Yeah. So, moving on to the upper portion of the garden. Have some of my favorite plants up here. This is a Wild Andes from Vern. Beautiful silver blue. This one is crazy. The color on that is crazy. That's the only plant I have of that, so I'm going to be propagating that plant. This is just a random Cusco cut that started rooting into the ground there, so I left it. This is garlic and microgreens over here right now in these pots, but I'm going to plant some more veggies. I did do another video just kind of rambling and doing a short walkthrough of the farm if you want to watch that. These are just rooting cuttings, like random stuff I had to rescue, etc. So I've got a Jim's Giant. This one I got from Cactus Jones. That's Nuestra Bonita, Cusco, the different Wild Andes Pheno, Cusco, Pure Scop. This one is a beautiful plant. I love this plant. Julian, another bridge cut. It's getting real fat at the top. And this is the top of that Giant Jewels, or Jim's Giant Jewels. All right. So, now we're moving on to some big stands. I'm going to back up a bit. Sorry, I'm barefoot and the ground's kind of sharp over here. Alright, so I forgot to show you the ones in the back, whatever. Alright, we got a Carl Nyes stump from Vern, a Cusco stump from Vern. There's a big Cusco stand right there. I just don't want to walk back there again. It fell over. I had it planted up here, but two of them fell over, so I got to plant them again. That one is a KK242, a big mama plant. The other cuts I have of that are from that mother. This is another Cusco Pheno. This is, don't let the other ones hear you, but this is my favorite Cusco stand that I have. This plant just really jumped out at me at Vern's, and I've really been enjoying this plant ever since. We got Cusco. That, I'm trying to remember what that one is. I've got to look back at when I cut it. I took videos and stuff. It might say on the stump too. This is a nice big Cusco in the front. Got like a crusted something there and a random Cusco pup. That plant and the little pot in front of it are Vern's Glaucus, or Glaucus, I don't know how you say it, but I'm pretty certain that's what that is, just from trying to ID it with photos. The one in the front is a Rimac Valley Wild Andes from Vern. Super blue. I love that plant. Both of those plants are like white, blue, silver. That one is Matucana, Peru. I cut that. It's coming back. We've got Sharks times TPM right there and right there. Got those from the same person. Vern's Terschekii there in the back. Love that plant. It's going to get huge here in the ground. I know it. Got Vern's Jewels, which is just a Jewels that I got from Vern. This one fell over last winter in a windstorm, That's what this mark is from. But I love this plant. It's getting super fat, like almost flat walls. I love it. I need to propagate this one too, because that's the only plant I have of it. Besides those two little cuttings in the pot came from that plant as well. All right, this is some kind of Carl Nyes blue Peru. There's some Carl Nyes stump, don't know what it is. This is a Cusco cut. This pot is one of my favorites. It's got just all these random Cactus Kate bridge cuttings that I tossed in there a couple years ago. And there's a crested or monstrous Sirius or Pandus in the back there from Vern. He got a giant stand at his property of that one. Here's some more random. This pot has bridge, Peru, and PC all in the same pot. I was trying to do one with all three in there. I used to have these all just potted up at my cabin for a while before I had space to ground them. So that's Cusco, Carl Nyes, KK242. This one is Peru Betsy times Peru Blue. And it throws really cool like red-orange spines on the new growth. You can see that one, and I guess one up there too, but this one's gonna start pushing soon. Nice little pup on there too. That one I'm pretty sure is Vern's hybrid. Sorry, I was pointing the camera down. That one's Vern's hybrid, which I'm not sure what it is, but it's a hybrid Vern made. This is my neighbor's little carpet tumor dog. He thinks he's so big and mean. Yeah, go home, Charlie. All right. More Cusco. Got another Carl Nyes. Got these native Douglas irises blooming. Sorry, my neighbor's yelling at his dog now, whatever. Oh, that's Micah, not Charlie, sorry. There's another Cusco. This one I'm pretty sure is another Cusco. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. This one is a Carl Nyes Peru. This is a really beautiful plant too. All right, I guess that's about it. There is another Carl Nyes plant up there and some Trichocereus, non-active Trichocereus I stuck up there just to test stuff in more direct sun because they get less shade on that end of the property. I'm planning on putting some fruit trees and some other stuff that needs more full sun up at the top there. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have anything you want to see in the future from this channel. Any questions you have. But I'm just going to go with the flow and see where it takes me. Thank you all for being you. Take it easy, but take it. As Terrence would say. Much love.